Hey, welcome back to Overhead Athletics. I'm Dr. Max Wardell. Today we're going to talk about UCL tears. Question we get a lot, and I know people are searching this online, is did I tear my UCL or my ulnar collateral ligament? This is the Tommy John ligament. You can see I've torn mine. As a physical therapist, I see numerous athletes with UCL tears, numerous baseball players, and even softball players who have torn their ulnar collateral ligament. And a lot of times I see other athletes coming in thinking they tore their UCL when in fact they may have a medial elbow strain of some of those tendons on the inside. Maybe they have something else going on as far as the joint goes, and they don't always have a torn UCL. I'm going to show you a couple things in this video that you can test your UCL. If you feel like you're irritated or the inside of your elbow is bothering you, but I'll fall back on the point that if you think that you might have a UCL tear, you're having pain on the inside of the elbow, you need to get that checked out by a sports physical therapist who has extensive experience in working with throwing athletes, or an orthopedic surgeon who has also extensive experience in working with baseball players and throwing athletes. I'm going to show you a couple things today that may give you some indication of if you have something more serious going on or something less serious going on. If any of these tests are eliciting pain, I suggest you take a week off, shut down from throwing, shut down from heavy lifting exercises, and then retest. And if it's still bothering you, get in to see your sports physical therapist or your sports orthopedic surgeon. So first things first, what is the UCL or ulnar collateral ligament? It's the ligament that attaches the ulna, or the medial epicondyle of the humerus, to the sublime tubercle of the ulna. It's the ulnar collateral ligament, and it's located on the inside of your elbow there. Now, if you're having point pain right over that portion of the elbow, and I'm not talking about up here in the front of the elbow here, I'm talking more towards the back, but in between these two bones, that can be cause for concern. It may be a tendonitis strain type of issue. It may be an ulnar nerve type of issue. We have a nerve that runs through that region, and it may be a UCL issue. One simple test that you can do at home, and I've seen this one done a lot, the milking maneuver where you grab the thumb and pull. I don't particularly like that test. I think it's provocative whether your elbow's in good shape or not, and it doesn't differentiate well between the ulnar nerve and the UCL because your elbow is flexed. So it's maybe not the best one if you've seen that done. The one that I like is this side of your wrist, the pinky side of your hand, against a doorway, against a squat rack. You grab above the elbow, and you come right here. And then my right arm in this case is relaxed, and my left arm does the work of just short little pulls. It should feel fairly firm, and I can compare that to the other side. It may be a little looser than the other side, but I'm not always so worried about that. And I shouldn't feel too much pain with that. Now, if that bugs you, that's a positive test. Doesn't mean you tore your UCL, but it does mean that you may want to get that checked out by an orthopedic physical therapist, by your sports physician, and it's maybe worth investigating further. If that doesn't really bother you and you put a decent amount of weight into it and you're at about this much elbow extension, so you're not all the way extended, you're not all the way bent, you're not at 90, you're kind of in between 90 and extension. If that bothers you, get it checked out. If it doesn't, I wouldn't worry too much about it at this point. I can do another test where I grab the bar, I lean my body away a little bit, so now my grip is holding up my body, and then I do the same test. If that causes pain, that's probably more an indication of a strain, but if it does cause pain, it's still worth getting investigated. The other one you can do in this scenario is grab, your squat rack, grab something, and you're trying to twist your palm down. Twist your palm down. If you get pain through the inside of the elbow trying to twist your palm down, that's definitely an indication that you have some irritation in there, and it may be some irritation of one of these tendons coming through. It may also be something else in the elbow. These are more so tests that you can use, 3 simple tests that you can use to see if you need to get help, or maybe, hey, it's not so big of a deal at this point. Give it a week. If you come back and they still bother you, then you need to get checked out. If they all bother you and it's really excruciating, get checked out sooner rather than later. But these are more so tests just to say, hey, do I need to get checked out right this minute? Do I need to be super worried? Or can I lay back a little bit and not worry about it so much and just take a little time rest? The most important thing, if you have a UCL tear, partial, complete, or if you have tendonitis or strain of these muscles on the inside of the elbow, or even ulnar nerve symptoms, is to make sure you get your forearm and elbow as strong as you possibly can in the ranges of motion necessary to throw the baseball. And then on top of that, get your rotator cuff in your shoulder as strong as possible. And we have videos on that, so you want to check those out on this channel. But here's 3 tests that you can do to see if there's something you should get checked out with your elbow. We'll see you guys in the next one.